Good morning, guys. I welcome you all in the new video Electrostatics 14 entitled Applications of Gauss Theorem. Right? So, your first application is calculation of electric field due to a point charge Q. You already calculated this electric field due to a point charge Q with the Coulombian approach. Okay, you see there is a point charge Q and at a separation small r from Q there is a point P which is your point of observation. You have to calculate electric field here with the Gaussian approach. Okay, this is the another method to calculate the electric field E. You already calculated this electric field with the Coulombian approach. In Coulombian approach, what we did, we put a Q naught test charge at point of observation and then calculate the electric force felt by this Q naught charge, and then we divide this electric force by the value of test charge Q naught, and we got the electric field which is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square, either away from the source charge Q or towards the source charge Q, depending on the nature of the source charge. The same results we will produce with the help of Gaussian approach. This is a very nice approach. In this approach, we have some peculiar methods. First one is we will try to enclose this point source charge with the help of a closed Gaussian surface. Now, what is the shape of this closed Gaussian surface? I tell you earlier, this will entirely depends on your nature of source charge. Here your nature of source charge is point like, so the closed Gaussian surface would be a spherical Gaussian surface. Now the question is, what is the dimensions of this closed Gaussian surface? For this we will approach that this Gaussian surface must pass through the point of observation. For that purpose, you will consider that your closed spherical Gaussian surface must be the dimensions, means must be the radius of separation small r between point charge Q and point of observation. Right, dear? So we will consider a closed spherical Gaussian surface of radius r passing through the point of observation P. You can see in the diagram that at point P the direction of electric field is always away from the source charge. Okay, and S is your spherical closed Gaussian surface. We consider that this spherical Gaussian surface S is made of numerous area elements having value ds. Okay, we consider that point P lies in a very small area element ds. The direction of this area vector is always perpendicular to the surface ds outwards. Okay, so you see the direction of ds vector and electric field intensity vector both are in the same direction, so angle would be 0. You can see in the diagram. Okay, unit vector r cap pointing along the positive x direction represents the direction of electric field away from the source charge plus q, and minus r cap represents the direction along the minus x axis representing the direction of electric field due to the negative point source charge. Okay, and here you see there is a dotted sphere which is your closed spherical Gaussian surface S of radius r. Okay, so consider a closed Gaussian spherical surface S of radius r passing through the point of observation P. We will use Gauss theorem. Gauss theorem states integration over closed spherical Gaussian surface S E dot ds is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught times total charge enclosed in the closed spherical Gaussian surface S. You see, this closed spherical Gaussian surface is represented by the dotted sphere, and inside the dotted sphere only q charge is enclosed. Okay, so here integration over closed surface E ds cos angle between E and ds, which is 0, is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught q. Okay, now again, what is the beauty of closed spherical Gaussian surface? The beauty of closed spherical Gaussian surface that the value of electric field is always same at all points at the surface of the closed spherical Gaussian surface of radius small r. Okay, so the value of E is taken as a constant for this closed spherical Gaussian surface, so it can be take out from the integral sign. Okay, so we take out the E, so E integration over closed surface ds is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Here integration of ds over the closed spherical Gaussian surface mathematically is the total surface area of closed Gaussian surface S, which is 4 pi r square. Put the value of this, we have E 4 pi r square is equal to q upon epsilon naught. E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square Newton per Coulomb. You see the result is same as we got by the Coulombian approach. The direction of this electric field is in the r cap, which is away from the source charge. So in the vector notation, electric field is written vector E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square r cap. Okay, direction is also mentioned is away from source charge q. Okay, if your source charge is negative, for q is less than 0, negative source point charge, what is the results? The magnitude of E would be same. E is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square, but the direction would be minus r cap, which is written vector E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square minus r cap. Okay, here E is towards the source charge. Next application is to find the to derive the Coulomb's law. Second application is that to derive the Coulomb's law from Gauss law. For this purpose, again there is a positive source charge q, and at a separation r there is a point P. Here a q naught charge is put. Okay, so electric field, we will calculate the electric field at point P due to the source charge q by the Gaussian approach as we done earlier. The results would be vector E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square r cap. This is equation first. Now q naught is put at point P, where electric field intensity is given by equation first. Okay, electric force felt by Q naught due to this electric field E is F is equal to Q naught E, which I tell you earlier. Now we will put the value of E. We have F is equal to Q naught 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon R square R cap. So F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square R cap Newton. This is the same result as we suppose that there are 2 point charges Q and Q naught separated at a separation R. In that case, force would be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square R cap Newton. Okay, if your source charge is positive, then this force would be repulsive in nature. Okay, if your source charge is negative, then Q naught will feel a force towards the source charge. Okay, so the force would be F is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square minus R cap. You see, in both cases, whether your source charge is positive or negative, the value, the magnitude of force would be same, which is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q naught upon R square. Thank you guys and have a nice day.